todo el estado. ¿Cómo esto afecta a los estudiantes? Enseguida.
Also, food insecurity continues to impact families. Coming up, how advocates are raising awareness.
Bienvenidos a Carolina Ahora, yo soy Aaliyah Mitchell.
And I'm Isabella Tunney.
Estamos más que un mes en el cierre parcial del gobierno, lo que ha dejado a los trabajadores de TSA sin cheque de pago. Muchos están dejando de ir al trabajo y más de 440 agentes de la TSA han renunciado desde que comenzó el cierre del gobierno. La falta de personal está haciendo que las filas de seguridad en los aeropuertos sean cada vez más largas y podrían seguir así hasta que el Senado apruebe el financiamiento del departamento. La propuesta más reciente pagaría casi todo el adentro del DHS, excepto algunas partes de migración y control de aduanas, por la controversia reciente sobre nuevas políticas de control. Trump ha dicho, quote, "Any deal they make, I'm pretty much not happy." Así que aunque el Congreso logre sacar un acuerdo, Trump podría decir que no, como ya ha pasado con propuestas anteriores.
And about 1,000 soldiers from the U.S. Army's 82nd Airborne Division at Fort Bragg in North Carolina are expected to deploy to the Middle East. The war on Iran is in its fourth week, with the U.S. military relying on fighter jets, bombers, and drones to strike more than 9,000 targets. The deployment is expected to include command staff and ground forces. President Trump says negotiations with Iran are underway. The war caused conflict in the Strait of Hormuz, an area where lots of oil ships through.
And that's right, gas prices are on the rise, and students who commute to campus are feeling the pressure. Our Champ Lyerly talked to commuting UNC student, and here's how rising gas prices are impacting her.
Higher gas prices are affecting drivers across the area, and students are no exception. Gas prices are climbing across North Carolina, making the drive to campus more expensive for many UNC Chapel Hill students. Filling up used to be a quick stop. Now, it's something some students have to plan for.
That why is it because of the war, or why is it going, high, or, they just don't understand why.
As gas station employees hear questions from customers every day, experts say it really comes down to supply and demand. The conflict in Iran is disrupting oil shipments, and that's pushing the gas prices higher.
So since I have to drive about 30 minutes to campus every day, I'm definitely spending a lot more money than I used to, so I'm going to have to budget differently moving forward.
Students are finding ways to save, like carpooling, driving less, or staying on campus more often. As prices stay high, many students are watching their budgets even more closely. As gas prices continue to rise, students are bracing for higher costs in the weeks ahead. For Carolina Week, I'm Champ Lyerly.
In immigration news, 5 people in North Carolina are suing federal immigration authorities, saying they were arrested illegally and that their arrest violated their constitutional rights. These arrests took place during Operation Charlotte's Web in November. According to the Department of Homeland Security, more than 250 people were arrested. Of the 5, 4 are U.S. citizens and 1 a visa holder, according to the complaint. The North Carolina Division of the American Civil Liberties Union, along with the Southern Coalition of Social Justice, filed the complaint on their behalf. The complaint claims ICE agents arrested the plaintiffs without a warrant or probable cause, which is illegal, according to the Immigration and Nationality Act. They are seeking $1.25 million in damages.
For us, this case is about accountability and protecting everyone's rights, no matter their ethnicity or immigration status. Federal agencies must follow the law. They do not have the authority to sweep people off the streets without legal justification.
We reached out to the Department of Homeland Security asking for a response. They did not provide one.
And on another note, if you're hearing sneezing around campus, this is probably why. It's officially pollen season in North Carolina, and just in this past week alone, the pollen count has doubled, more than enough to trigger symptoms for people sensitive to pollen. The Department of Environmental Quality measures pollen levels by testing the air every 10 minutes. So let's break down yesterday's report. As you can see here, tree pollen in specific is extremely high. The state's monitoring data shows that pollen count in the Triangle area is about 4,000 grains per cubic meter. And for reference, the normal amount is around 50 grains per cubic meter. And meteorologist Wayne Johnson is here. Wayne, how long can we expect this pollen stretch to last?
Well, unfortunately, we're stuck with this pollen for a few more days at least because we're still in the midst of a warm-up period. Tuesday was in the 50s, yesterday was in the 60s, and today we're going to be pushing the upper 70s, around 76 by 3 p.m. That's all due to this high pressure system that we have sitting over the southeast that's just allowing for these clear, dry conditions, so these trees are producing all this pollen. But tomorrow, specifically tomorrow evening, we're going to have a cold front come through. So we're going to get into the 80s tomorrow. It's going to be an even hotter one out there, and another day for those trees to produce pollen. But some thunderstorms with it, especially into the evening and overnight, should hopefully wash out a little bit of that pollen. As we look at the tree pollen, that's kind of our main concern here. Today and tomorrow are going to be extremely high levels, but they're going to drop down a little bit as we head into this weekend on Saturday. Grass pollen, same thing, moderate levels. That's not our main concern right now, but it's also going to drop down to lower levels as we head into the day Saturday. So as we look at our 5-day forecast, today and tomorrow are going to be in the upper 70s, lower 80s. 87 is the record on Friday, so we might push that. We may not hit it, but we'll get pretty close with those thunderstorms overnight, and the cold front's going to cool us down for this weekend. High temperatures only in the upper 50s, lower 60s maybe on Sunday, but we're going to warm up again, and we're going to be back into the 70s early next week, which means there might also be the chance for some more pollen, unfortunately.
Thanks, Wayne. Isabella, have you been feeling the effects of the pollen?
I actually don't feel them at all. I get so lucky.
Oh my goodness.
Do you?
I'm so jealous. I do. I get
Oh
the
my
sniffles,
gosh.
I start sneezing. But food insecurity continues to be an issue impacting too many families. According to local advocates, our May Proctor spent some time looking at the numbers and what some of those are doing to raise awareness. May.
Let's jump right into these numbers. These numbers come from Feeding America. As of 2024, 13% of people in Orange County were food insecure. That's roughly 1 in 8 people, just slightly lower than the national average of 1 in 7. Now, in 2026, families have to contend with cuts to SNAP benefits and a rising cost of living. In Orange County, families spend around $920 every month on food. That's according to the North Carolina Budget Center, which is $73 more than the national average of $847. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, we talked with local advocates who told us more must be done to support families struggling with putting food on the table. Dozens showed up to the annual Chapel Hill Carborough Crop Walk over the weekend. I asked those walking why they think it's important to raise awareness.
Now that I'm a bit older and I'm capable of giving, I want to just be more selfless because I know what it was to go through it.
The pitch out to other people, it doesn't have to be a big act, but think about how feeding people could be part of your life.
The crop walk raised over $34,000 that will go to Carborough's chapter of the Interfaith Council and Church World Service.
And wow, what an amazing impact that walk was. Turning back to campus, we have class registration just around the corner, so we spoke to the program coordinator of the Spanish minor for the professions, Elaine Defailly, about some exciting new electives. She particularly recommended SPAN 301, 310, and 361, with focuses on illness, the legal system, and film. And Dr. Defailly is even teaching one herself. Let's hear it from her.
It's a total geek out, but I love it. I'm teaching a course.
And and it seems we might have lost some of that clip, but it's a really exciting elective all about the Spanish Empire and how it was formed. Definitely a good one to sign up for. So for more information on these electives and others, you can visit the UNC Romance Studies website.
Y eso es todo por hoy. Muchas gracias por estar con nosotras.
Nos vemos en la próxima.